Yo, what's good, you guys? It's your boys here. It's a new nonsense episode 10. We hope that you all had a good Thanksgiving, I mean Valentine's Day, duh. But hope you guys had a good Valentine's Day. If you were with a loved one, hope you guys had a good time. If you didn't have a Valentine, you know what? You had a special love from us, spiritually or whatever. All right. So today it's episode 10. Here with my boy Noah and the boy Andrew. And today, what are we going to talk about, Noah? What are we going to talk about today?
Well, we're doing a bit of a like no talking points really, but we were gonna talk about Fallout because the pre-show Andrew and I were chopping it up about that. So I guess we'll just go into Fallout for right now, like how we got into it, who plays it, who loves it. Like we'll just talk about Fallout for right now. If we talk about anything else, we'll transfer to there. So
Fallout.
Yes.
So, what would you guys do in a nuclear situation like that? Like, you have to go under Fallout pretty much to a whole underground world because of the radiation on the surface. Imagine that. Imagine had to live like that. What do you think?
But that kind of depends. Are we talking about like the Vault-Tec vaults, or just talking about our own personal sort of underground bunker?
Like
Because
the
Vault-Tec is
Voltec.
fucking terrifying.
yeah,
Voltec, yeah.
No, I would just rather die.
well, see, here's the problem with that. In like the lore, though, they didn't know that it was like they were gonna get fucked over. The people that because the majority of the vaults were just experimental vaults, But the people that were going into it, they didn't know that, So
Yeah.
would we
That's the
even,
fucked up thing.
See, I don't know much about the lore. I've just played the game, so I only know what's this game. So I understand that they were all experiments in the bunker. Like anybody in Voltec was an experiment, pretty much social experiment, and that's why the people up on the surface are doing their own thing. They have their own cities. There's a whole civilization. You know?
So here's the basic lore behind it.
Alright.
Very few vaults were actually made to keep people alive and to keep people sustained. The rest of the vaults were just experiments by Vault-Tec in case inevitable happened, but just to see what would happen to a person if placed under the situation. Now, let me give you an example of a few vaults that actually did their job. Vault 101, Vault 81, and I believe it was also Vault 76, were one of the few vaults that actually, kept people alive to keep people alive, in the aftermath, after the fallout, calling out through the fallout, baby. But the rest of the vaults, also Vault 111. I don't know if I mentioned that just in case. No, not Vault 111. That was an experiment. They put in tubes, frozen tubes, popsicles.
It kind of reminds me of Outlanders or whatever that game was. Outsiders or no Outsiders? Outlanders, I think so. Outer World.
Outer Worlds,
yeah, Outer Worlds.
There you go.
But going on, so let me give an example. Vault 69, was a what? Well, yeah, no, because it was here's the Vault experiment. It was one guy and 100 women.
Oh damn!
Nice. He was doing like a king. He said, "Today I'll go with Marsha. Tomorrow I'll go with Samantha."
And I think the opposite. I forgot which vault number it was, but it was 100 men and one girl.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, no,
talk about that one meme. Talk
about. No. Lots of inbreeding. Okay, but yeah, there were lots of these vaults that were just not really meant for people to live in. I think there was one vault in New Vegas where it was, I believe they just did experiments with plants, and so you had like these plant-human hybrids, and that's one of the few vaults where I loved it because you didn't really know through a terminal. You had to figure out through environmental storytelling like what happened in this vault. You didn't know up until you got near the end of it, where it's just like, oh fuck, these aren't just creatures; these were people at a point.
Was that what Harold was supposed to be?
Hmm?
Was that what Harold was supposed to be from Fallout 3?
The Harold, the living tree.
The tree dude, yeah.
Tree dude. No. That was completely different. He was actually all the way, I think, from Fallout 2.
Yeah, he had a twig on his head, right, or some shit.
Yeah. He was the actual person. He had a twig on his head, and then grew from his head, and they became a tree.
Okay.
Yeah. There was also another vault where they all lived in a simulation. Up until this one guy, I believe he just went out crazy and just killed them all. I think kept on killing them up until they died in the vault, which it's a bit terrifying now that I think about it. You're living an entire life in simulation, just dying over and over and over again. That's terrifying.
You would go crazy, bro. I think you would go insane.
Exactly. Yeah, but there are some vaults where you really don't know what happened. Well, I forgot which vault was it, but you know how in Fallout 4 you have the gunner faction?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so some believe that the gunners came from a vault. I believe it was Vault 90, 91. I can't remember. Don't quote me on that. I'm most likely wrong. But the reason why people think that is because this vault was known for having high, military
Great.
style living, and these people were kind of just taught to live that militant lifestyle up until the when the vault opened. And you just have like these folks that are just they were born and bred as if they were how should I say this, born out of the army.
Yeah. So they
They
had
knew
that.
nothing.
They knew nothing but that style.
War, combat.
War, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. And so when you go through this kind of vault setting, it's like a vault with like a classroom inside of it. It's a bit of like a mix and mash. You don't really know if like were these people really trained that way, or did they become that way, or did it happen because one guy was reading too much and he decided to adopt this sort of U.S. Army sort of lifestyle, this boot camp lifestyle, and they just became that way. Like with Caesar's Legion in Fallout New Vegas, how this one guy was like, "Hey, I'm just gonna, become the new Rome," because I thought, "Hey, this makes no sense." Or how in the NCR, they adopted this sort of principle of like, become the new California Republic sort of idea. And that's the sort of storytelling that I love about Fallout, at least in the previous games, where you didn't really know what was going on until you looped through the story and until you had to get context from characters.
So question. Does this lore was before the game? Was there books or comic books of the game, or did they just make the game and then it went off from there?
It went off from there. So
Okay.
okay. Fallout 1 and 2 were not made by Bethesda.
No.
They were not made by Bethesda. I think they were made by Obsidian. Wait, were they made by Obsidian? Let's see.
I think
Give me a
Obsidian
minute. Let me
helped
check
work on it, but I think it was a different company that actually I think Obsidian was like a subsidiary that worked on it.
Let me see. Obsidian, Fallout.
But Obsidian made New Vegas though. They didn't make
Yes.
Fallout 3 or Fallout 4. You can tell. You can tell.
Yes. Let me see. Who is more?
If there's bruises on your veins, is that a normal thing?
No.
What? I don't think so, dude. You good?
Because I've been working out a lot, and I have like on certain of my veins, there's like fucking bruising on there, like on my arms and shit, like right on the fucking vein. So I don't know if it's the way I'm working out, if I'm overdoing it, or
You're probably putting pressure on it, so it's just causing the veins to burst. So it might look like bruising, or might be bruising. So.
okay, because it's literally like there's a bruise on it.
Yeah, you probably.
That's why I was tripping out.
You should probably chill out.
Like right now, I'm working out on my forearm, and I'm squeezing the shit out of those grips. And so like obviously the veins are gonna pop out, but then on my right arm, there's a fucking bruise on like one of the veins.
Okay.
So I don't know.
So Fallout was developed by Interplay, and then by Black Isle. And then for Fallout 3 and 4, it was picked up by Bethesda. But before Fallout 3, it was primarily produced by Microforte, Interplay, and Obsidian. So Bethesda didn't really come into the headway up until Fallout 3.
Okay.
Yeah, up until Fallout 3. So Fallout 3 was the first Bethesda developed Fallout game. Before then, it was kind of hobbited around by different gaming studios that are now no longer a thing, except for Obsidian. Black Isle and Interplay are fun.
Long dead gaming studios.
Yeah.
Long live.
Long live.
Long live. They're dying breed.
Oh, dude, I think.
Long live the leash.
Oh no, Doom was gonna be what's it called? They were gonna be back when it was Doom 4, not the Doom we got in 2016. They were gonna be distributed by EA.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
That would have been terrifying.
Yeah.
Oh, no, really scary.
I saw this comment on the video where I found out about that, where the dude's like, "Man, talk about narrowly missing the scythe from the Grim Reaper." Fuck.
Yeah, man. Fuck, man.
I would have never got used to it. Start of Doom, EA Sports. in the game. And then Doom Eternal. What the fuck? I would have been like, what the fuck am I playing? Am I playing a sports game or am I playing fucking Doom?
Man, there was so much unnecessary DLC coming from that shit.
Nah, bro, it would have been so much microtransactions. Oh, you want to play multiplayer? All right, buy this for $20. And then, oh, you like this armor color? All right, buy this, $10. Oh, you want to be this character? Oh, buy this, $20.
You want to have fun? Cough up your fucking dollar.
Oh, and we're pay to win on top of it. You want to unlock the best guns? $50. Fuck, dude. Hey, people would have paid it. People would have paid
it because it is Doom. It is Doom. Actually, no. To lead way on to that, Doom Eternal. All right.
Still haven't played it.
It's good.
You haven't played it? Okay, it's good.
I haven't played it.
What do you think about the story?
Me?
Because
Of Doom in general?
of how they incorporated the story in Doom Eternal.
I don't think he's played it.
I haven't played it.
Josh hasn't played
You
it.
cut off.
Oh,
But you could say it. You
Yeah.
could say it. It's fine.
that's fine.
I played the first one. I played the original where it was not pixelated, and then I played the one before Eternal.
Just
So sorry, that's all that's all I know so far.
yeah, which is really all like you kind of need to know. So spoilers, major spoilers if you had not played the game and if you want to still enjoy it. Doom Eternal confirmed that the original Doom guy is the current Doom guy that you're playing in the game.
Yeah, there's like a yeah, that too. He also confirmed the multiverse too for Doom.
Yes, that too. So a lot of people were complaining about how the story was slowing Doom down, and I disagree on the principle that Doom always had a storyline, and yeah, they incorporated it a bit more, but it wasn't slowing it down. In fact, I think it added a lot more flavor to the game. Because Doom at the end of the day, it's a run and gun FPS, you know.
Running gun, shoot demons.
Exactly. So that's how it'll always be.
It's the most Christian game ever.
Exactly, the most Christian game ever. You cannot
Demon
deny
Slayers.
that.
Demon Slayers, bro. With a shotgun.
Exactly.
With
If you're
style.
against the Doom guy, you're a heretic. No question.
He's doing things in the name of the Lord.
Exactly. In the name of the Lord.
No. No, let's not go that far. I was kidding.
Just joking. Just on your chain.
Nah, but no,
I'm
I
just
get you, I
joshing
get
you. I'm
I
just
get
joshing you.
And yeah, I'm just joshing you. You're just joshing.
But I mean, you're slaying demons. It's cool. Slaying demons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Imagine slaying demons in real life. Sheesh, that'd be cool.
Damn, bro. If I could, man, that'd be great. I definitely know I would die within the first second.
Nah. Dude, there's a guy on TikTok right now I was watching. He's trying so hard to get like demon possessed because he's trying to prove if like the existence of God is real or anything like that, and like all that's real.
That's one
So
way to
he
do
goes into so he's like literally like, I'm going to be dedicated. I'm going to try for 30 days to do every ritual, everything possible, like satanic wise, to basically like be possessed. And so first episode he goes into a cemetery and he's just like calling upon all the demons. And the second night he goes back and buys like this demon charm thing and plays this Ouija board. And weird shit is happening. Like you can see weird shit happening, but he's still not convinced that he wants to be possessed. And he's like literally telling them like come into me and all this other bullshit. So I've been watching that to see what happens to the dude after, So it's pretty interesting.
Anyways, go back to Fallout lore. So, what is your favorite vault?
My favorite vault. 76, of course.
No. Bro, fuck them. Okay. Okay, no, but you know what? Here's a legitimate question. What is your guys' favorite faction and why? Or if not faction, like what's your favorite piece of faction lore?
For Fallout?
Because, yeah, for Fallout. Any of the Fallout games.
I wouldn't call them a faction. I call them a unit, but the Rangers from the NCR.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. Why? Tell me.
They're probably the Rangers. They look cool. I like the fact that they're like an elite unit of guys and gals that go out there and they're basically like really just badass scouts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, their armor is fucking sexy. I would totally
Do you
wear
know
it.
the little behind their armor though?
I forgot. I think I heard about it, but I forgot. I know that they were the Texas Rangers or something, right? Or were they the Arizona?
I believe so. But okay, so here's the interesting thing about their armor.
Mhm.
If you look really closely, it is makeshift out of LAPD riot gear.
Really?
Makeshift LEP right here.
Well, makeshift out of. There we go.
Oh,
That's a better way. Yeah. It's a better way to say it. Um, that's why they often refer to it as black armor in the game because it is just black armor. But yeah, it is LAPD right here. If you look very closely, you can see the insignia of the LAPD
I didn't know that. That's actually
on
pretty
there. It is ridiculously fucking dope. Probably one of the best incorporations of this is a part of the old world, but I'm using it for new world purposes, and I like that. That's a really cool thing. Actually, you know what? I want to go off on that. How they take ships, they take stuff from the old world and then incorporate it into the Fallout universe. But the reason, but how they do it, I find that really interesting. How how Novak
cool.
is, it's a play on how if you look at the sign for Novak, it just means new, no vacancy.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why it's called Novak. Yeah.
They've done that
How,
with different cities. I think was it Chicago that was called they like shortened it, or was it, I forgot which city where they shortened it and it like became a different city. The sign is like the road sign got like scratched or something, like it was like weathered to a point where only like one part of the city name was there. That's what it'd be. Whatever. It's I know, I understand what you mean. Stuff like that is just funny to me.
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, it's I think I know what you're talking about. Oh my gosh. I believe we're talking about one of the cities in Fallout 3.
Yeah, it has to be one of those.
One of those. But
I think it's from the DLC.
Probably. But yeah, going on, like my favorite one would have to be Diamond City.
Yeah.
How it is pretty much just a family park. And if you go outside of Diamond City, you go into like one of the apartments and you go out and you'll say like you're in the fence. That's one of my favorite tidbits, and how they have no idea what baseball really is.
Yeah.
They just think it was like a blood sport, which is my
Yeah.
favorite thing. Yeah, it's like they don't really know what all this was. It's just their interpretation of like, okay, we're picking a piece from the past. What could this really be? Because we do that, in our time. Like we had no idea what the fuck they really did. We can kind of make guesses about how people were back then based off of artifacts. But we really don't know. And I like how they kind of incorporate that into the Fallout series. It's one of the reasons why it's my favorite game. Well, not my favorite game, but one of my favorite games. Yeah.
No,
Yeah. I
Fallout.
like that shit. Fallout.
No. To be fair, I never finished all the Fallout games. I played them, and then I just got into the mods.
Stop.
And fucking just started trolling on fucking everybody with the mod. When they added the Iron Man feature mod, it was over. I started fucking laser beaming everybody, and then they put lightsabers in there, and I started going into town to town and just killing everybody. I was just like, yes, I might. So for factions, I never joined anybody. I joined the NCR just because I wanted their armor, so I had to do all the fucking missions and work for that one general dude, and I wanted to kill him because he was a fucking dick. And so I was just like, fuck this. I'm only doing this for the armor, pretty much, right? And so I was like, fuck this. And then finally, when they released the mods, I went back to that ship and said, I got something better than your dudes, motherfucker. And I remember going into that floating fucking balloon ship, and I just started blowing up everything, dude. I started killing everybody, and then I was like, I rule this place now. And yeah, I was totally a troll. I was fucking around. And then
I am the captain now.
I'm the captain now. For real, that's how it was. And then fucking, I started going around to the towns with the ogres, and then mutants or whatever they were, and I just fucking yeah. And I just started killing them, and I was my own person. I was fucking around, but it was cool. You could have a buddy. I like that though. I had a couple buddies on there.
Yeah, the companion mod, not the companion mod, the whole companion system. I really do like it, and I like it how, in the recent Fallout, like, well, I like it, don't like it. I really do enjoy how whenever you go into a new place, you can ask thoughts on it, especially if they have a connection to it.
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
Which I believe is called reading dialogue, if I'm right. That's the proper term for it. Because you don't get that for most games. Like, okay, yeah, I have a companion. I'm for instance, I just call them walking trunks. It's like, okay,
Walking truck.
I
like
know what you mean.
hold my stuff.
I know what you
Yeah,
mean.
yeah. Like hold all my junk that I do not want to carry. Don't
Yeah, yeah. Fucking my camels. You're my personal camels.
exactly. And I really do wish that they expand more on the follower interactions because I feel like a lot of it is just limited to the dialogue that you can get, now and again, not really, you know, what's the word for it? Having to dig deep for it to figure out like who they
Yeah.
are. And that's another thing that I didn't really like with Fallout 4 is that characterization was very one-sided. If not, then it was the two-dimensional. I'm a dick, and there's no other way because you cannot understand the reason why I am a dick. Case in point, Elder Maxon. He was just a jackass. Like there was an ultimatum. That was it. Like unless if you're a human, great. If you're a synth, you can fuck off and die. That's why I will always hate doing the Brotherhood of Steel campaign for now up until like the end of when I'm done playing Fallout 4. Okay. The reason why I did not like it was because I thought to myself, okay, usually every faction they're about two sides to a coin. With the Brotherhood of Steel, they're all just dicks. They're all just ultimatum dicks. It's like it's my way or the highway, and I did not like that. Like, there was no sympathizers, regardless. Like unless I think there's one girl in there that understood the reason why, like they understood why you were so fucking sad after you, spoiler alert, find out that Paladin Dance was a synth and had to kill him, had to, you know, um, was that one of my men had to fucking Lenny him,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
look at
Yeah.
the flowers and had to shoot him in the back of the head. Like, way it worse was that he was like, "I'm proud of you for how far you've come. You're an amazing soldier." I'm like, I don't want to kill you now. Like, it was very
But I'm
hard
going to have to
getting
now.
here.
I'm going to have to
Yeah,
kill
but I'm
you now.
going to have to. And
You leave me with
what,
no choice.
what was the nail in the fucking coffin was after you killed was pretty much your superior who made you get this far into the Brotherhood. Elmax has the audacity to say, "Oh, you feel bad? Why?" I'm like, if if it were not for the shred of control that I have right now, this entire place would become a burning wreckage. It would make Hindenburg look like a fucking balloon pop.
You know,
That's how mad I was.
you know what prevented me from like even joining the Brotherhood of Steel in Fallout 4?
Hmm.
What?
I never got past the terminal in the very first mission with Dance when you got to go to that building.
That police station?
Yeah, I never got past that. I, I
Nah.
I was like,
You had to go. You
I,
had to go. I remember you had to go. You had to go help them with those fucking ogres. Then you had to go inside, and you had to be like a certain level in your technician to activate the robots. And then you gotta go all the way to the ship to get something, just to go all the way back to this fucking terminal. And this is how I only know because I was dedicated to get that fucking armor. Fucking go help them, and then you conquer that whole facility and you make that a whole base. That was one of the benefits of it too. That you had like a safe zone to restock ammo and all that shit right there. So you start fortifying it and all that. But it does take time.
yeah, I never got past that terminal. I was never able to unlock it, so I just blew them up, and then I went after the people in the police station. So basically once
He's like fucking.
basically once the Brotherhood got there in the airship, they just started lighting my ass up. So I was like, all right, cool, because I wiped out their
Got
You
spots
guys chose war.
pretty much.
Oh, can I mention something?
No, yeah, go ahead. Dude, we're still gonna keep. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, cool, awesome. The X ones. All right. When I first saw that power armor, I know it's always been in the game ever since Fallout 2, for Brotherhood of Steel. That armor reminded me so much of Warhammer.
Really?
I don't know why. I
Oh,
know
the Space Marine
most of
armor?
power armor does. Huh?
The Space Marine armor?
Yeah. Yes, the Space Marine armor. I'm just like, I know there's probably a mod out there that can get me the actual skin for it, but like, eventually I will. I think that's some positive changes I like about the power armor. It didn't look like a skimpy ass suit. It was just, this is power armor.
Well, the thing I noticed when I went back and I played a little bit of Fallout 3, the power armor in that game looks just like a slightly heavier like NCR Ranger armor. But in Fallout 4, it finally looks like a freaking power suit.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I think they did justice, because it's not just an upgraded armor set. It's like, now it's proper, like, hey, you have to take care of this thing. It's a suit that you're gonna wear that's gonna keep you safe, and it makes sense why it keeps you safe.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say though, how back then, finding a Deathclaw was much more scary.
Yes.
than it is now in Fallout 4. Like, you fight a Deathclaw in the beginning of the game, like when you're barely level 1 with the power armor. And back then, when you're playing Fallout Vegas, it's like you came across Deathclaw, like, oh fuck. Even when you're level 10, you're like, oh fuck, I don't want to fight you. You're gonna wreck me. You're gonna wreck my shit. You're gonna tear me a new one. Machine out.
Those things used to scare the shit out of me, bro.
Yeah,
I remember they were fucking. They were. I remember fucking one charging the shit out of me, and like, once they're locked onto you, bro. You can't fucking run away, because then your stamina, all your guy goes, and he goes so far, and then they right there behind your ass, fucking making you fly across the fucking thing. I remember I was just like, have your way with me.
Have your way with me.
Have your way with me.
I am yours.
Speaking of have your way with me, there's a mod that came out for Fallout New Vegas called Fallout Frontier. Did you hear about that, Andrew?
Oh my fucking god.
Alright, so Josh, have you heard about this? Fallout Frontier? It's a mod?
No.
Okay, so...
I could, by sound of Andrew's voice, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing.
It's a DLC-sized mod.
It's a bad thing.
It was a DLC-sized mod that was being worked on for like 7 years. It finally came out like a month ago, I think. And it's like hot garbage. It's hot garbage, but then there's like so much weird sexual shit in there. Like, obviously some of the devs have some kinks and issues to work out. It's from like dialogue and shit. And there's
Is it really that like disturbing?
Yeah, there's like
stuff.
There's weird, yeah.
Like child pedophilia shit type of thing?
Well,
let me put it to you this way. They had to put she's 18, by the way, before you talk to her, like an actual in-game warning. So it's so
That's
weird.
Disturbing.
Yeah, but then there's also a bit like a little they call it like Wild Wasteland, because like the Fallout in general is kind of weird, but in a funny way. Yeah. But this was weird just in like a what the fuck way, where you walk into a cave and there's a Deathclaw, and you could screw it. You could like sleep with it. And yeah,
it's, like bang it?
Yeah,
bang the Deathclaw?
It's so weird. And I guess it wasn't working right, because
how does that even happen?
If you choose to do it, you wake up with your bones broken. But like that's only if it worked. I guess it wasn't working. So you were getting weird dialogue options.
Your cheeks.
Pretty much, and it's a female.
I fucking had this with you.
Death by Snoo.
Death, but no.
You're on a wheelchair by the end of the fucking night. Fuck.
Yeah, dude.
This is the only time that Death by Snoo cannot be used.
I'm done, bro. I'm done. That's fucking crazy.
Death by Snoo will definitely be used when what's her face from Resident Evil 8 shows up, though. Let me tell you. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. But yeah, so it was one of those. It's weird. It's like Cyberpunk, where you think it was gonna be this cool shit, but then it turns out to be a massive disappointment.
7 fucking years just to wait for
weird shit coming out of there.
Okay, like the entire development process was so fucking weird, and okay, so
that shit was almost as long as fucking Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Alright, so how do I describe this? The devs, it's so fucking weird. Like it's some shit where you're not. How do I describe this? Okay, I am not surprised that this had happened. Regardless, I am still very disappointed.
Yeah.
That's the kind of feeling that I'm getting from this, where it's like, not another one, not again. Can we have a good time? Can we have a good mod development without the kids getting involved? You know, you know what I'm talking about.
Hmm.
Like just for once, this is why we can't have nice things. All right, this is why we cannot have nice things. Fallout 76 was a disappointment, regardless, but at least it didn't have kitty diddlers. This mod was a disappointment with kitty diddlers. All right, like can we just keep pedophiles out of the good shit for like 5 minutes,
No,
please?
bro, they're trying to slide it in there to normalize that shit.
No, 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 no. There is no normalization.
I
No,
don't.
There
that's
won't
what
have
I'm
been.
saying. No,
I,
no,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I don't fuck with that shit,
I don't
bro.
think that's ever
So
gonna. I think you're kind of right there, Josh. But I don't think that's ever gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
no, no, I get you. I get you. I 100% agree. Like, I think the morality of people, I think, have the common sense to know that, yeah, no, that's where we draw the fucking line. But I feel like a lot of like games, movies, that shows, they'll slowly try to like incorporate it in there for normalization, bro. For normalization. But like you said, I don't think that's something that I hope to God that humanity holds on to and is like, no, this is fucking wrong. This is fucking
mm-hmm,
wrong, you know? But
mm-hmm.
I see that maybe that could be the intention. You know, fuck
Maybe.
that shit, bro. Fuck that shit, bro. Fuck that.
Yeah, man. Like, okay, let me give a spotlight to a really awesome development modding team. I believe it is called, if I am right, the Elder Scrolls Project, the Tamriel Project, where the Tamriel Project. Medic. See, I believe this is what they are. No,
Uzi.
no,
Uzi.
Project modding. Oh, Project Tamriel. Okay, or Tamriel Rebuild. So, Project Tamriel is a modding development team that is tasked with the idea of recreating all Tamriel in the Skyrim engine. They are an excellent line team that have been working on developing the entire game from scratch, remaking it from scratch. They're using assets as a base, but they are not using them as a final product. They are the purest example of this is labor and love shown into developing a proper mod because they love the fucking series. They have a development journal and broadcast going all the way back 5 years.
Damn.
I believe, are almost 80-70% of the way done with Morrowind. They are nearly completed with Cyrodiil. Um, Beyond Skyrim, Bruma is already out. If you all remember the Bruma province in Oblivion, they completely redeveloped that from scratch. And I'm not just talking about how they are remaking it; they're making it as if it was in the current timeline of Skyrim. So what they would think that it would look like today. And I believe that is an example of loving something to the point of creation. If you want a proper development team to go support them. Of course, you can't pay. Can't. They don't have a Patreon because taking money would be actually against policy, as they are being paid for a product that already has an IP, which is against the law. However, giving them as much support as you can by just downloading it, endorsing it, just showing them, hey, we care because it is something that deserves it 100% of the way. And I think that they fucking deserve any sort of spotlight that they can get. So, modding is a really unappreciated task that I think should go more noticed.
Yeah.
That's my take.
Speaking of mods, I'm playing this game right now called Hearts of Iron 4, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a World War II game. You gotta paint the map. You can alter the timelines and stuff, but there's a mod that came out a while back called Old World Blues, and it's basically Fallout. That's what you're playing as. You play as the NCR. You can play as Caesar's Legion. You can play as New Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
They have all kinds of stuff. If you watch the podcast when it goes up, you're gonna see it on screen. Because that's what I'm playing right now while we do this. Eventually, they want to incorporate every single faction from the game. So right now it's just the West and Midwest and Mexico and I think like parts of Canada. But eventually they're gonna get the rest of the wasteland in there with the capital wasteland and the Commonwealth and all that. So they've been working on this for a few years now. It's really, really good. I'm enjoying it. I'm sure whoever happens across our podcast, they probably would have heard of it. So, yeah, that team, they're really dedicated. They actually talked about Fallout Frontier because they heard about the fiasco and they're just like, fuck. They're just like, goddamn.
That's imagine that. Imagine like we're gonna have to go fix their fuck up now.
They
I'll
probably
do
could
it.
if they wanted to. Fuck.
Yeah.
Full of Thanos, I'll do it myself.
Yeah, I'll do it myself.
Hurry up, I do
Bro.
myself.
Okay, speaking about fuck ups, having to fix them. Fallout 76 is one of the few games that I really hope for, especially since it's based in West Virginia.
Mountain
Oh,
Mama.
West Virginia.
Mountain Mama.
And
Take me home.
Country roads. By the way, off tangent of that entire thing, there is a video out there of me. If you can find it, and if you can, I will end you. Of me in a karaoke, in a Korean karaoke bar, singing "Country Roads."
Oh, I've seen that video.
No.
I have to find this. I have to find this,
Like
and I have to post it.
So,
Legendary Andrew with a karaoke.
and I'm not going to lie. I think I sang it pretty well for that time. I was mildly drunk.
When was this?
But hey, I fucking slayed it, I sang my heart out. Good old shit. But yeah, no, Fallout 76, fucking disappointment. Look, if there was a game where I wanted to play with people, it probably would have been that game. And there is a recent Steam key sale going on. I don't remember which site it's on. I think it's on. Oh gosh, I think it's actually just on GameKey. I can't remember. But Fallout 76 is on sale for like $10 for a Steam key. And I was thinking about buying it, but then I got flashbacks to the release. I'm like, I know they fixed up the majority of the game now, but it's like, I don't think I have anybody else to play it with, and I don't think I would be able to take it for that long in case bugs do occur again.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, no, if in case any of y'all wanna play with me, I'm not gonna release my Steam ID, but like I'm up for it just in case.
You know the funny thing about that is that our friend bought the game, and then it came out like a month later on the Game Pass.
Oh yeah, you told me about that. That's so sad. That's so funny though.
I'd be so fucking pissed, bro. I would be, especially the game being trash as fuck, bro. You know which game I'm actually excited for? I'm excited for fucking Fable.
I've never played any
You
of
guys,
those games.
if you guys put the Fable lore and series is actually really cool. I liked it.
Talk about it. Give us a plot synopsis.
Oh, dude, it's been a minute. It's been a minute since I played Fable. So let me tell you. So, it all three of them happen in the same universe. All three of them have different storylines and lores to it. So the last one, Fable 3, you were born of wealth. You were born a prince to a kingdom. If I remember right, the kingdom fell, and you ended up becoming like an orphan, or somebody overthrew you, or you were the rightful king at the end of the day. You were the rightful king of the whole kingdom, and you have to make your way through. Kind of like a Lion King type thing, where Simba's out in the forest. You know, you do your own thing, and so you go out and you do your own thing, and you basically make your own route to become either a hero or a villain at the end of the day. So you meet people along the way, and basically choose good or bad, or you could be a righteous king at the end of the day when you take back your kingdom, or you can be a fucking an evil king. That's why if you look at the Fable front cover, you see like a man or a demon, because you can literally, the more bad you do, the more demonic and more evil you start to look, but the more good you do, the more angelic and the more mighty you do. So basically, it's not really like a lore to it. That's just how it is. It's just you're living like back in those days with kings and kingdoms and all that, and then
it's fantasy.
It's fantasy. Basically, fantasy. You kill ogres, goblins, all that kinds of shit. You could do witchcraft. You could get enchanted swords, shit like that. So nothing like where like lore is. You know, like not like there's like a true story behind it, like Fallout or Skyrim. Like Skyrim, Skyrim is a whole, Skyrim, Andrew. the whole
Yeah.
Dragonborn lore and all that. It's not really like that. Other than you were just born in royalty, you happen to have been born into like a like a sacred bloodline on top of it, which is why
Mhm.
you're able to wield magic, and then you go on from there. But other than that, you can go do your own thing. You can have kids in the game. You can have many wives. You can fucking pimp them out. You could do everything and anything in the game. It's pretty fun.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm excited for the new one because they haven't made a fucking Fable game since the 360, since Fable 3, and it's been a
Mhm.
minute. But the game I'm actually looking really excited to that I keep hearing rumors about is GTA 6, and that's gonna,
We're gonna milk the shit out of that.
dude, dude, same, bro. Because I'm hearing that the time setting's gonna be it's gonna be in Miami, but like in the six like in the 70s or something like that. It's
Probably
gonna
the
be old
80s.
school.
They're probably,
80s,
they're
yeah,
probably
yeah,
gonna take
yeah.
it in the 80s. I wouldn't mind seeing that.
I think that's gonna be cool. Miami back in those days. I think that's gonna be cool.
Yo,
So I'm excited.
that radio from when you're driving is gonna be lit. All the 80s
Oh,
music and shit.
Hey.
Yeah, bro. All the fucking songs on there.
Yeah.
That's gonna be good fucking station. That's the thing about GTA. They always have the good fucking. They pick the right songs and it's just the right story to it. I fucks with it.
Oh
So
shit! No, that kind of wants me to loop back to Fox. I love like okay, despite sometimes the games being a bit trash, the storyline being a bit trash, they always know how to pick their music.
Yes.
I was going to Starbucks today, all right, and getting my white girl brew, all right, and I went in there and they were playing some of that hardcore, that Dean Martin, you know,
Yeah.
like good shit.
Uh-huh.
That good
You know,
shit.
listening. I was just like, I'm just like,
Vibing now.
yeah,
Vibing
exactly. You know, I was vibing so hard, I started dancing in public. I don't like to do that shit. I don't like dancing. People could see me and get really embarrassed about it.
You
I was
busted a Star Lord?
exactly, man. I was fucking jazzing out. It was amazing. I loved it. And then I remembered, people watching me, and I got really embarrassed, and I stopped.
Okay, then you gotta embrace your inner Spider-Man 3 Peter Parker. Embrace.
Oh my god,
The
doing
bigger
the fucking roll. Oh my god, man. No, but I didn't know because okay, so I never really played. I did play a little bit of Fallout 76, but I never listened to the Rio soundtrack. They have a lot of the 70s tracks on there.
Mhm.
I think. Well, wait, no, yeah, like early 70 tracks. And when I listened to it, I was like, it just sounds like what I would listen to on my dance playlist.
That's exactly what I'll be jamming out to. How did they know?
How did they know?
They knew.
Let me see. What song did they have? Mr. Blue Sky on there? I think they had Mr. Blue Sky.
I'm not sure. I haven't really
If
listened to
I'm
the
right.
radio. I was too busy getting chased around by fucking ghouls and shit. For the
Nah, bro,
for the
they do
5
have
minutes
a
I
lot
played.
of old school. They do have a lot of old school songs on there. Like that's one thing I did like about Fallout, the old school,
Mhm.
like how do I describe the genre? It's like the old fucking black and white.
Yeah, 40s music.
You're
And shit
talking
like
about
that.
the 1950s, 1940s
Yeah, like
era.
Frank
music.
Sinatra type of.
Yeah.
You know?
That
I
music.
Yeah,
like
Frank
that music.
Sinatra, Dean Martin,
That
Link
music-
Martin,
Plots.
Tony Bennett,
Love Link
yeah.
Plots.
That
I
music
fucking
is
love it.
just that. It's that
It's iconic, bro.
that
It's
that I Love
iconic.
Lucy fucking
Yeah.
iconic shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, it's like the intro to like I love dun, like dude, it's just I fuck with that. It just gets you. It makes you feel some type of way, dude. It makes me hate the generation I live in sometimes, bro. I was like, bro.
Okay, I hate that fucking. Okay, sorry. I want to go. Okay,
Andrew Sanchez.
I don't like the phrase. Okay, I'm sorry. It's not against you. It's not against you, Josh. You
Yeah.
know, but I don't like it when I see in the fucking YouTube comments like I wish I wasn't born in this generation. I was born in the wrong generation. I hate people who say that shit on the YouTube. You know
Why
hard- Okay,
Why though?
why know how hard it fucking was to get music back then in that generation?
Okay,
It was hard.
yeah, I get what
Yeah.
you're saying. Like, obviously,
Yeah.
you're not taking into account. We got Apple Music now, where we can literally
Yeah.
stream everything. We got YouTube, where we can literally look up everything. But like,
Mhm.
I wish we had a little bit of both worlds. You know,
Yeah.
I wish you were able to go out with friends and actually socialize with people Like,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Like those types of. That's what I mean about like I like that type of generation where you actually got to go out and experience things. Now we're fucking obviously because of quarantine, but even before then, it's like if you want to go talk to a girl, you gotta slide in her DMs and shit. Like whatever happened to you guys going out to a place and it's like you going to go talk to a girl
Going to go
and
hang out
then
in the burger
them not
bar.
go hang out like yeah let's go hang out at the diner or go hang out
Yeah.
at the spot, bro.
Well,
Go
look,
get a milkshake. You know
that's
like you know
oh, so okay. Here's the thing. Here's my take on it. Nobody's stopping you. All right.
That's
I mean,
true.
back then, like pre-COVID, nobody's stopping you. All right. That's actually how I lived the majority of back then in high school, where it was like, do you want to go, guys? Go out to the diner. You guys want to go out, have a night on the town, have some like good shit. Have a shake.
no
Have a coffee.
yeah
Yeah,
yeah yeah look
yeah.
there's no stopping you
I
from
do
doing that.
I do I do get what you mean though. How back then it was very different. How back then like you had to go talk. You had to go try. You had to go
Exactly.
out. Yeah, you had to go outside. It was a fucking challenge to go and take build up the courage to go talk to a pretty lady. All right. Now we're just hiding behind a screen, choosing our words carefully. Not
Ex-
really, not really thinking
like
about in the moment.
what happened to taking the risk, bro? Nobody wants to. Everyone's
Exactly.
fucking pussy, and it was like, no, I'm good, bro. I don't want to take the risk, bro. Like risk, you take the risk, you fail from it, but then you learn from it, you grow from it, bro. And it's like, you're
Exactly.
right, you're right. You could. There's nothing stopping us. Well, obviously because of quarantine, but like now there's nothing stopping us. But you gotta understand too.
Hmm.
People got that mindset of, like, you know how social media is,
Yeah.
bro. People think that they know a certain type of thing because they think they're quote unquote woke and shit, but it's like something like most people don't know shit, bro.
Yeah.
Those people don't know shit, you know. So it's like it's kind of hard to go talk to a girl nowadays in person without them thinking otherwise. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? What
Yeah.
happened to? Let me give you the benefit of the doubt. Let me see. You have the courage to come talk to me. You're
Hmm.
respectful. You're kind. You
Hmm.
know, nowadays, if a guy goes up to you and it's like, "Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Josh. You know, I saw you across the room. You know, I just saw you were really pretty. You know, I like to get to know you. Take you out to dinner. Fucking, you looked at it as a creep. It's like, oh, you're looking across the room. What the fuck?
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
they find it more acceptable for you to somehow find their fucking Instagram at or their Twitter at and message them
Hmm.
there than to be like, yo, no, I'm talking to you in person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the difference that I mean. You know, back then they didn't have social media, so it's like you saw somebody, you go take a risk, you want to go talk to them, and then I guess the way you find them is their name in a phone book. You know, go fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, that's how it was. That's how it was. But nowadays it's like you don't do it like that. But
Yeah.
I don't
Like
know, man.
I think if you don't mind me taking a bit of experience I've had, with when it comes to dating women, um, I the majority of my best relationships have came from just going out.
Yeah,
Well, no, not going out, but like not going online. There we go, not going online, and just talking to people that I can just see face to face. In fact, my girlfriend right now, we at first like, we were really good friends, and then we became a couple because
basically
of
that's how it's
moving
supposed to
from
be. That's how
Yeah.
it's supposed to be, bro.
exactly because this is what piece of advice I want to give, and that is make sure you understand the person that you want to date before you start dating them. Don't go in blind. In
Exactly.
fact, try to be the best of friends that you can, not with the intention of sleeping with them. And if you're into that,
Might as well
uh,
just
uh,
make it known. They might as well just make it known in the beginning, right? Like I'm just trying to fuck, you know? Just fucking save you both the time. Save you both
exactly.
the fucking time. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, yeah.
it all starts with communication at the end of the day, bro. And it's
Exactly.
like you communicate, and some people don't understand the word communication, bro. They don't understand that communication is more than just talking, saying,
Mhm.
well, how's your day, how's it going. It's getting to know that person. It's getting to know how to talk to that person. It's getting to know oh, I don't agree with you on that.
Mhm.
Here's why I don't agree with you on that, and
Mhm.
then them being able to respond and be like, oh, okay, I see where you're coming from. I'm gonna disagree and to disagree, agree to disagree with you, and then find out, okay, maybe on this topic we don't get along with, but you know what, we can get along because we like these things. That's communication, bro. Learning how to just talk to someone, and then for people they don't do that, bro. They want to figure that shit out after they done fucking and shit, and then what they
Yeah.
don't realize
Yeah.
is this when you get like what you don't realize, people really don't realize is like when you do shit with someone like that, it's like you
Mhm.
really do leave a piece of you in them, bro. And it's like there's a bond that's been made, and if it's not made the right way, then that's just a form of some toxic shit right there, bro. And then you wonder why your life is fucking hell. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I fucking didn't get to know this person at the end of the day. You know, next thing you know, you're fucking with a serial killer.
Yeah.
Or so, you know what I mean? Just you never know, bro. It's just, but that's the thing. That's what I mean, bro. It's like
Yeah.
that communication is what I mean at the end of the day. It's being able to go properly communicate with people. Nowadays, people don't know how to fucking communicate, and it's so sad. Like you and me, you and I can agree to disagree on things, Andrew. But at the end of the day, we see eye to eye on things, and we're like, you know what? I see where you're coming from. I hear you. You know, but we could talk about other things, and that's what I like about talking to you. Because you're straight up, and I feel like I'm straight up, and we just mesh like that, bro. But so you know how many people can't do that? It's oh, you don't like that? Well, you're wrong on this. And then the egos start colliding, and it's like, okay, you know, one or two things is about to happen. I'm about to slap the fuck out of you, or I better just get the fuck out of here and never talk to you again. That's how it goes, bro. But people just don't know how to communicate, bro. And it's like,
this is what my father figure told me. Okay, he says people nowadays talk and wait their turn to speak. They don't listen. That's the issue. Is that you're not talking with somebody and listening and taking into account what they're saying. You're waiting until they're done. You're waiting until they're done running their mouth so you can say what you want to say in regard to what they said beforehand. And that's the issue.
Yeah,
people talk to talk. They don't talk to listen. They don't have
they
a
love to
conversation.
hear their voice, bro. They love to hear their fucking voice, and it's like, bro, come on,
Exactly.
come
And
on, bro. Did you not just hear a word I just said? You know, I get you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I get you. I get you.
Yeah.
You. It's like that. Yeah.
People nowadays are like kind of like what you said. It's like they're not straight up about how what they're saying. They're too busy trying to choose the words carefully. They're not laying all their cards out on the table.
Dude, it's like I went on a date, right? I went on a date with some chick, right? And she wanted to get real. So I was getting deep with her, bro, about some real shit, bro. And like, I wanted to laugh, but at the same time, I was just like, no, I gotta get the fuck out of here, bro. Cause like, it's like exactly what you said. I was putting her on game, bro. And like, she just dead ass just looked at me with a smile, like she was looking at me, not with a smile, but like she was looking, making eye contact while I'm like telling her this shit, like this real life shit about life, bro. And then it's like you just said, everything I told her went into one ear and out the other, bro. And it was like, she wanted just to tell me like all her wisdom and knowledge and what she gained and all this shit. And then it was like, the answer she was looking for was literally what I just told her. And she was just like, I'm still trying to figure it out. And then in my head, I'm just like, dude, did you not listen to anything I fucking... Yeah. Did you not just listen to... That's what I knew.
I just fucking said the answer. And you... Oh my God.
Yeah. It was about like... Cause she was like... She was just going in about like how this person did her wrong and like how she's so angry towards them and she's so hateful towards them and like she knows it's not good. And at the end of the day, I just basically told her, look, man, like you're never gonna be happy, truly happy, unless you truly forgive them, bro. Like I know it's just like, I know forgiveness is a hard thing to do, but until you just truly forgive them, look them in the face and say, you know what, even though they don't even say sorry, in your heart that you know you forgave them and you just let that shit go, the day you're just gonna find peace with it. You know, it doesn't mean you go and associate with them again because they did you wrong, but it's the fact that you just forgave them and then you don't even live with it no more, bro. And then she was just going on about like, after I had told her like shit like that, she was just going on like, yeah, I think I just need to just drop her. And like I was like, are you kidding me, bro? Like, I was like, no. I think after I just stopped talking to her and just cut her off, and then I was like, you could do that, but it's like, it's still unsettled in your heart, because then the next person you go and talk to, you're gonna already be like with your guard up and like already hold those past things on that person. When how is that fair to that person if you're not giving them a full chance? You know?
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, you know, and then she was just telling me about that bullshit. And I was like, yeah, no, man, like. You know, and it's just, again, people who claim to be quote unquote woke, and it's like, bro, it's like, I'm not saying I'm the wisest, I'm not saying I'm all that, but I'm just a person who, like your father figure said, I'm willing to listen at the end, like, what you have to say, you know, because there's always two sides to the story, and you know, I could be completely wrong, or you could show me a perspective that I never saw. You know, I always love to learn, bro. I always love to learn and hear things out, and it's just cool. It's just cool to hear it too, bro. And then, you know, some people agree with you, some people don't, you know, and that's just how life goes. Again, It just goes back to how you two communicate about it and how you two work it out at the end of the day. You know?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Because like with woke culture, it's just a new kind of movement of like, oh look at me, I'm so wise. I've been through shit. No shit, everybody's been through shit.
Exactly. Everybody's
I've
been
been through shit. Been through shit. Noah's been through shit. Everybody's been through shit. It's just how we deal with it. Like, you've just decided to talk about the shit that you've been through.
Yeah.
No shit, Sherlock.
Everyone has a
And-
sob story.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody has a sob story, and that doesn't make your sob story any less impactful. It's just if you talk about it like as if you're the only one that's experienced it, that's the issue.
Yeah.
Real wisdom comes from giving it out when it's needed to, not from saying it because you feel like it should say it. That's the issue.
No,
That's
yeah,
what I
no,
feel.
yeah. Real wisdom comes from saying it when it needs to be said, and to the person listening to that wisdom, truly listening to it, taking it in. That's
Mhm.
that's how you gain that shit. People don't realize that they just want to one-sided thing, and they want to learn shit on their own that they've learned and read or whatever they got, and then they want to go share with them, and then again, it could be wrong. You know, like the way I tell people is like this, bro. Yeah, you're entitled to your opinion. Doesn't mean your opinion is right. There's always one truth and one fact at the end of the day, you know. And it's like it takes one person to humble themselves to be like, you know what, I was wrong. I want to learn what the right way is. You know, let me listen. But you know how many people want to humble themselves and say that they're wrong? It's that takes a certain kind of person to want to do that. You know?
Yeah, no, yeah, and it a good way to know that knowing that you've humbled yourself is realizing that there are faults within what you say.
Yeah.
And that is the key. Never always think of yourself as this is like, yes, there are absolutes in life. You know, I'm not denying that, but always be open to the idea of change. That does not mean you have to necessarily accept it.
Right.
That's the key. There's a difference between being open-minded and then being what's the word for it? The word isn't gullible. Oh my goodness me. Impressionable. There we go. Impressionable. You know?
Yeah.
Because you don't need to take every single thing that you come in contact with the world and incorporate it into your being. Because that's not what a person is. Yes, we've all had experiences. That's great. But there are some things which some people say that might not resonate well with you. And that's fine. That's perfectly fine. You can disagree with certain things. However, there are some things where it's like you have to kind of not immediately just say like, "Hey, this shit's fucked up," because I don't agree with it. Unless it's some shit unless it's some shit like pedophilia,
Yeah.
or some like
Yeah,
slavery shit.
You're
Of course,
you're trying to tell me slavery was a great thing, you know, or
Yeah.
pedophilia should be legal. Then I'm gonna be like, whoa. First, I'm gonna be like, okay, well, I want to know why you're thinking like that. You know, I'm not gonna judge you off the bat. Then you start telling me why, and I'm like, okay, I want to understand where you're coming from, and it's like, okay, you got it twisted, bro. I'm gonna tell you in love how you're wrong. And if you want to come at me to like trying to help you, then that's on you at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, I don't want to judge anybody. That's not my job. I want to hear you out, because there's a reason why they think like that. Obviously, like how we spoke earlier, that like obviously, like morally, we know that's just wrong. But at the same time, I want them to say, well, nobody heard me out, because I'm gonna take time to hear you out, see why you think like that. Okay, were you molested as a kid? Oh, you were molested as a kid, so it's past trauma. Still doesn't make it right. I recommend you go get some therapy for that, you know, because that's not okay. And what happened to you as a kid is not okay. But I get it, the abuse becomes the abuser. But you wanting to embrace that role and wanting to do that, bro, I don't condone. I can't agree with that. I don't support that. And because I'm care for you, I'm telling you, go get help. You know?
Yeah.
That's how I want to that's how I like to handle things. But you know, some people just fucking no, I'm gonna fucking kill that guy. I'm gonna kill that guy. You know?
Well, I mean, if they acted on it, then I would say maybe they deserve to get their asses kicked. But if they're
no, like after if I tell them that, if I tell them what they need to hear and go get the help, and then they still go and do that, then yeah, I have no problem with that person getting the fucking ass beat or anything like that. I'm just like, okay,
no, yeah, if they're expressing weird thoughts, then if they can get help, then let them get help. But like, you know, I understand exactly what you mean. Like, get help, but if you act on it, then the baseball bat's coming to your face. Like, it's that simple.
You cross the line. Yeah, you cross the line, bro. You cross the line. I like. You know, like I wish somebody should have told you the truth, but like, dude, like you deserve that ass beating. I hope you know you deserve that ass beating at the end of the day. I hope you know that you're gonna go serve life in prison and more than likely get raped in there for doing this. It's just, you know what I mean?
No, I know
It's
exactly what
like,
you mean.
yeah. It's like you kind of deserve that one, but you can't say you don't. You know. And you know what's funny about it too? They know they deserve it when they're going in. And that's why do you think they're so fucking scared about going in there in the first place?
Well,
That's just
it's funny because a lot of times, yeah, despite there being murderers and shit in prison and drug lords, they hate fucking pedophiles.
they really fucking do.
So
And
they'll
what do
kill
you
them,
think
and I'm like,
fucking
cool. You know?
exactly? I know people that did some hard time in prison, bro. I met some people who did, and he was saying that he told me the kind of stories of people like he shanked up and shit. And he comes some crazy shit, but he says he remembers a specific one because he's never gonna forget it. Because this one was the worst of the worst. When they found out a guy was a pedophile, went into the system, right? And they found out like it's crazy how these inmates get these information, bro. They fucking
They can look it
they
up, I
find
think.
out. No. This is how they do it, bro. Like it's some old school type shit. So the the first they'll find out who you are, you know, because you know how prison is divided in sections.
Mm-hmm.
People group up with each other. You have your Latinos, you have your blacks, you have your whites, you have your Asians. You know, that's how it is. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
So depending on what a person it is, you know, they find out everybody who comes in, basically, why they're coming in there for, what they're doing, how long they're going to be serving. And anyways, they found out that this guy was a fucking pedophile, and so they do their research. Like, okay, was this an incident where is it an 18-year-old with a 70-year-old girl where they're in a relationship, or is this a 40-year-old man doing a 12-year-old type of shit?
Mm-hmm.
Because then there's the balance that he was telling me that they sorted out because they know there's some cases where sometimes it just happens like that where the girl fuck them over when they're in a relationship for a long ass time, you know,
Yeah.
or they really are just like a fucking pedophile like that, bro. So then he found out that this was a 40-year-old dude doing a fucking 12-year-old little girl, bro, molesting her and abusing her. So he told me, bro, that they in the showers, bro. One of the guys pressed the dude. The cop just let them do their thing, bro, because the cops ain't gonna get involved in that shit. Fucking the guy came up behind the dude and was like, literally that phrase, like you dropped the soap type shit. The guy says, "Oh, I heard you like touching little girls." And then the guy fucking they had their way with him, bro. They had the guy's way with him. It was just like they all took turns to the point the guy fucking has to get rushed into the hospital, like the prison clinic, because they had tore that fool's like rectum completely, bro. He had to get stitches in that bitch. And then on top of getting stitches and getting released from the thing, he got fucking gangbanged by the black people next. And then after that, it was the fucking Aryans who had their way with it. Basically, they get packed. They get people. It's sad, bro. They get fucking the worst. It's not sad, but like they get done wrong, bro. They get fucking done wrong. But the worst, bro.
I mean, don't try and fuck
Tonight
little
show
kids.
with Chris Hansen.
Don't try and fuck little kids. You know, like then that shit won't
Yeah, else you get. Or I promise you, if you do it, you get caught up. I don't feel bad that the Latinos are gonna have their way with you. The African Americans are gonna have their way with you. Okay, the rest of the people are gonna have their way with you, bro. That's what's gonna fucking happen to you.
Well, I
You get in
mean,
that bitch.
I've never heard of a. It reminds me of the quote from Star Wars Episode 1 when they're in the water and they're trying to go away from the giant ass fish and then the giant ass monster eats it and Qui-Gon's like, "There's always bigger fish. There's always a bigger fish." But
Yeah, no.
a lot of the things I hear about what prisoners do to pedophiles, they just straight up murk them. They don't even do that shit. They're like, "Nah, you get to die."
No,
Yeah.
I will say that though,
No, bro,
that
see,
them gang raping him is a pretty effective way of getting a message across. You know?
dude, no, bro. That's the story he was telling me. That's why he said it was the worst thing he's ever seen because he's never heard something like that before. But I guess this guy was known like that, so they fucking passed him up like that, bro. And so that's what he was telling me, bro. And I was like, that's fucking insane. And I was like, yeah, man. So that's what he told me. Because you could go to prison for everything else. The one thing you don't want to go to prison for is for fucking beating a woman or fucking raping kids. Those are the two main things you don't want to fucking go to prison for. Because they find out you're a woman beater, you're getting your ass beat every single fucking day. And if you're a fucking rapist for children, you're getting fucking raped and your ass beat every single fucking day, bro.
That's why they group up, the pedophiles. They group up and they go stand in their corner and shit. Or like they go into solitary, I think.
Yeah, they go into
Yeah.
they go into immediate solitary or suicide watch, bro, because they fucking figure they're gonna just kill themselves, then fucking have that shit happen to them.
Fun times in the United States prison system.
It got really intense, really fucking fast. I'm not gonna lie.
0 to 100 real quick.
No, bro, we broke the fucking meter. There ain't no going back. The engine's bust. We're done. Okay, that's it. This was episode 10 of the New Nonsense Podcast. I'm the
Hope you
co-host,
enjoyed it.
Andrew.
Join us next week when we talk about more of Josh's prison stories.
I never been to prison. This is just shit that I've heard from OGs. Okay?
Joshua's
And
prison
these-
stories.
All right.
Joshua's prison stories.
Oh my god.
Peace out, guys. Hope
Dude,
you have a good one.
Dude, he told me about some stabbing. Yeah, peace out, you guys.
Peace out, bro.